So I put a playlist into the chat. You guys can feel free to start that if you would like. And let's just get started in a seat. So just come cross-legged. You can sit on a cushion if you would like. And just start with some deep breaths. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Notice your posture. So let's get grounded through the sits bones. Slightly hold in the center of your core. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Pretend like you have a stack of books on your head that you want to push a little bit higher. So you're just getting slightly taller. And begin to draw your awareness into the center of your body, so just above the navel. This is our solar plexus, the location of the third chakra, which is the theme for today's class. The color of this chakra is represented by yellow. The element is fire, and it is all about that transformational energy of fire, working through self-esteem and confidence, willpower. And of course, as with all of the chakras, we're talking about balance here. So it's not all about willpower driving forward, but having balance there. So perhaps if you're someone who's really driven, it might be a bit in overdrive, and we want to balance that out. So just bringing the attention to this part of the body and reflecting for a moment on what it is that you need in this area. Maybe you need a little bit more fire, or maybe we need to get the fire a little bit under control with some water energy. Just continue sending the breath there. Reflect for a moment. And now we're going to participate in a short pranayama or breathwork practice. This is called breath of fire. So I just want you to lift your hands above your heads and have your thumbs pointing towards each other. The rest of your fingers are closed into a fist. So it looks like this. And the way that we do breath of fire is, I will demo first. We're going to inhale, exhale all the air out, and then inhale partway, and then exhale with a pumping through the stomach. So when we do this, the inhale naturally happens. So just pumping air out of the stomach, through the nose, and allowing the inhale to happen naturally. So just go ahead and try this. We're going to do it for about a minute. And if you see me from the side, you can keep going. My stomach is pumping. If this is your first time doing it and you need to take a break, no worries. Just thinking about stoking up that fire in the center of the being. About 15 more seconds here. And you can release the breath. Bring the hands to your heart center in prayer. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. You can blink the eyes open. And let's make our way super mindfully to a standing position. So let's come to a really wide stance on our mat. Lift the arms up overhead. Stay here in this star shape for a few breaths. Keep breathing. And I just want to do a short exercise here. So we're going to reach the left fingertips, touch the right toes, and you can bend the knees if you need to, coming into a twisting motion. Come back up to your X and reach down to the toes on the opposite side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, X, exhale, reach to touch the toes. Inhale, X, exhale, reach to touch the toes. Keep going like this for a few breaths. Nice job, everyone. Good. So inhale, coming to the X position. Exhale, touching the toes, making a bit of a rhythm out of this. And let's just finish that out. So one on each side. Good. And let's just pivot the toes, come to stand at the top of the mat, reaching up towards the sky, touching the hands together, come to a slight back bend, and fold forward. Inhale, press into the shins, half lift. Exhale, release. And then just step the right foot back. Drop the toes or the heel. So we're going to come into warrior two on the left side. I'm in heel to arch alignment. So my back foot, my right foot's at about a 45-degree angle. My arms are in a T shape. And I just want you to peer over your left middle finger as your drishti or your focus. We're going to hold this for a moment. And perhaps come to an intention for yourself, back to what you were reflecting on at the beginning of class, and how you can balance this third chakra. Perhaps you can invite an affirmation. I am capable of blank. Maybe that's I'm capable of rest. Maybe that is I'm capable of accomplishing something that I want to accomplish, or I'm capable of increasing my self-esteem, caring for others, anything that you want. One more breath here. Good. And let's rotate the arms down. Come into your low lunge. Stay here for one breath. And then plant the right hand down onto the mat. Lift the left arm up into the sky. Come to your twist. And we're going to be doing a lot of twisting today. So as we're doing this, really think about the twist coming from the mid back and the belly not from the hips. So notice if the hips want to twist with you. Maybe come out of the twist a little bit and just come straight from the belly. As you inhale, extend the top of the head, get longer. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And if you feel like you can't breathe, then maybe don't go so deep. Breathing is important. Good. And come back to your lunge. Cartwheel the arms up. Drop the back heel, warrior two for just a moment. Straighten your left leg. Pivot all of your toes to face the side of your mat. Bring the toes in slightly so it'll be a little bit pigeon-toed. Bring your hands to your hips. Come down to a halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, release all the way down into your Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. And just take a few deep breaths here. Keep breathing. Maybe you want to swing a little bit from side to side. And then let's press into the shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And just repeat on your own breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Really curve the back. Roll yourself all the way up to your standing. And then rotate your right toes. Come into warrior two on the other side. So again, we have heel to arch alignment. The left toes are at a 45-degree angle. If you really want to get a nice strengthening exercise, you can work to have your right thigh parallel to the mat. And take a moment of meditation here, peering over your right middle finger. Breathing deeply. Fantastic. Cartwheel those arms down, lifting up the left heel, so you're coming into your twisted lunge. Breathe here. Check your alignment like last time, so you want the twist to be coming from the mid-back. Lengthening on the exhale, lengthening on the inhale, twisting on the exhale. Beautiful. Come back down to your lunge for one breath. And then drop the left heel to the ground. Come back to your warrior two for one breath. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your toes so you're facing the side of your mat. Come down in a half lift. Release all the way forward. Take a couple of breaths here. And then I want you to plant your left hand in the center of your feet. Twist the right arm up to the ceiling. And notice if your hips want to knock over to the right side, try to center them. If this is challenging, you can also bring the right hand to the sacrum, the low back. And then bring the right arm down, place it at the center of the mat. Lift up the left arm, come into your twist on the other side. Knock those hips back to center. And notice if the neck is crunching, try to extend the neck really long. And come back down to your forward fold. One breath here. Curve the back, roll yourself up, maybe take a micro bend in the knees as you do so. And then rotate. So we're going to face the front of our mat again and just step up. Stay here for one breath with the hands at heart center. Inhale into your solar plexus, third chakra. Exhale. And let's inhale the arms up and overhead. Take a slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back and then the left foot. Take a chaturanga here if you like. Lower down to 90 degrees. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here for 5 breaths. Walk out your heels. Feel into every part of the body. Check if your hands feel nice and planted into the mat. The whole time during this practice, a slight awareness of the center of your body, the third chakra. One more breath. Good. Let's walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll yourself all the way up. And I want to take 2 more of those sun salutations a little bit faster with a little bit less cueing, so trying to do it on your own breath. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step left foot, then right foot. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. One breath. Lift the feet up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll all the way up. One more. Arms overhead. Back bend if you want. Forward fold. Half lift. Fold. Jumper step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Forward fold. Inhale, up dog. Forward fold. Roll all the way up. Arms overhead. And then to heart center, Samastiki. 3 breaths here. Just take a brief break. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. Let's come to a forward fold. Bend in the knees. Step the right foot back. If you need to, you can fold over your mat. So we're coming into a low lunge. This one is a little bit different because I have my left foot walked quite a bit out. I'm just really sinking into my hips. I'm gonna lift my arms overhead, palms to touch if possible. If not, you can keep your hands a bit wider and come to a back bend. Doesn't have to be big. And also really engage the core to protect the low back from crunching and really tuck that pelvis. So you want those two front hip bones to be coming a little bit closer to the face. That should give you an even stronger stretch in the psoas, or the front of the hip flexor on the right side. And then I want you to grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and take a nice side stretch over to the left. Notice if your shoulders creep up a little bit, just relax them and really engage the center here, the core. Shoulders are opening up to the front of your space. One more breath. And then just take those hands and reach them to the front left corner of your room. Good. Drop the hands in front of you. You're gonna lunge now. You're just gonna step that left foot back. You can take a chaturanga or meet in down dog. One breath. Walk your toes forward. You're in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll yourself all the way up. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Back bend. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step the left foot back. You can pad your knee with a folded mat if you want. Come back up into your low lunge. Again, we're taking a slight back bend here. If you need to walk your right foot a little bit wider towards the edge of your mat, you can do that for more balance. And then just grab your left wrist with your right hand, stretch over to the right side. Deep breaths. Check your abdominal engagement and your pelvis. And then stretch that over to the right corner of the room. Notice how that changes the stretch. Mine moved from the sort of intercostals, or the muscles between my ribs, into my lower back, my QL attaching to my iliad crest, which is that sort of heart-shaped bone that wraps around the hip. And then drop the hands, pick up the back toes, step the right foot back, optional chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Beautiful. Let's drop the knees, take a wide-legged child's pose. Just a few breaths here before we go into more flow work. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the low back. Reconnect briefly with your intention I am capable of one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Come back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes. Press back to down dog. One breath in through the nose, out through the nose, if possible. And then I want you to walk your hands all the way back to your feet, so you'll be in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhales and exhales. And then inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up, come into a chair pose. Your feet can be hips width distance, or you can have your toes touching, your big toes, and a slight gap between your heels. Notice if you're wanting to stick your booty out, just tuck it a little bit. And then I want you to draw your hands to center to touch. Bring them to your heart. Get a little bit longer. And then take your left elbow and hook it over your right. Now before you go any deeper with this, just take a look at your knees. Usually my right knee, when I'm twisting to the right, wants to come back. Try to make your knees even. So that's going to be the same thing I was talking about earlier, that we're making this twist happen from the middle of the torso, not the hips. Good. And come back to your center. Stand all the way up slowly. Bring the arms overhead. Take an optional little back bend. Hands back to heart center. Forward fold. Walk the hands forward. You're back in the down dog. Let's lift the right leg up into the sky. Bend in the knee. Stack your hips. And then bring the right knee in towards the nose for a crunch. And bring it back out. So exhale, knee comes into the nose. Inhale, knee goes up into the sky. One more. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up to the sky. And on your next, just step the foot through. So foot is now between the hands. An option to drop the knee to the mat here or keep the knee lifted. Bring the arms up into your crescent pose. Deep breaths. And just check your alignment. Make sure your hips aren't doing anything funny. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. And then we'll take that same side stretch. So grab onto the left wrist with your right hand and stretch towards the right side. And if at any point it becomes a little bit too intense on the right quad or glute, you can just drop the left knee and that will make this a lot more accessible. And then open up the arms, come into your easy twist. So I'm facing the right side of the mat. My arms are opening into a T shape, palms are facing towards the right. Deep breaths. Fantastic. Cartwheel the arms down. You're in a low lunge. Step the right foot back. Down dog. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Walk the hands back towards the feet. You're coming again into that forward fold at the back of your mat. Shake out the head, a little yes, a little no. And then inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Swing the arms down and up, chair position. Try to take the same foot position you took on the other side, so maybe the toes are touching or maybe they're hips width. One breath. And then bring the hands to your heart center. Get a little bit longer. Hook your right elbow onto your left knee. Take a little peek to see what your knees are doing. They should be approximately even. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can hook the armpit onto the knee, or you can even open the arms up. Another breath. And then drop the hands. You're going to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Roll yourself all the way up. Arms come overhead. Back bend. Exhale, dive forward. Walk the hands forward. Come into your down dog again. Let's take 5 breaths here. Lift up the right leg into the sky. We're almost finished with the flow portion of the class. Bring the right knee to the left elbow. So you're in a twisted crunch. Inhale the leg back up into the air. One more time. Right knee to left elbow. Inhale up into the air. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Drop the left heel onto the mat. Open up into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Stay here. Peer over that right fingertip. Breathe deep. Let's drop the right elbow to the right knee, or you can come all the way down, fingertips onto the mat. Side angle pose. My left arm is up by my ear so I get a nice side stretch. Come back to Warrior 2. Wrap the left arm behind you. Come into Reverse Warrior. Back to your Warrior 2. And then straighten the right leg. Walk the left foot up a bit. Square off the hips so they're facing the front of your space. Lean forward into your pyramid. But this time we'll drop the left hand and lift the right arm up to the sky. So you're in a revolved triangle. You want the feet to be pulling apart here, like you want to rip apart your mat. It's going to help you keep your legs engaged, keep the knees safe. And then come back to your regular pyramid pose. Breathe into the hamstring. You can relax the neck over. Bend into the right knee. Make your way back to your plank. Let's stay in plank here for about 5 breaths. Really lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through the outsides and the insides of the heels. And a little bit of a dome in the upper back, really engaging the core. And then option to take chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Lift the left leg up into the air, bend in the knee, stack the hips. Bring the left knee to right elbow in a twisted crunch. Inhale the leg back up into the air. Exhale, knee to elbow. Back up into the air. And then step the left leg through, drop the right heel, come to your warrior two. Inhales and exhales. Peer over that front fingertip. Repeat your affirmation to yourself if you wish. Drop your left hand into a side angle pose. Right arm comes overhead. You can have the left elbow onto the left knee, or you can reach all the way down to the floor. Whatever works best for you today. Inhale, warrior two. And flip the front palm. Tuck the right arm behind you. Reverse warrior, one breath. Come back to your warrior two. One more breath. And then step your right foot up, just heel toe it and straighten the left leg. Rotate your hips so you're facing the front of your space. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold forward. Drop the right hand to the mat. Twist the left arm up into the air. Notice if your hips are doing anything weird. Try to get them square as much as possible. Lengthen out through the top of the head. And then come back to your center, pyramid pose. Let the head drop. Relax into the hamstring stretch. Bend into the left leg, plant the hands, step the feet back, come into your final plank pose. One more breath, inhale, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, up dog, and then press all the way back to your wide-legged child's pose. Rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe you want to have your fingertips touching in a diamond shape, so it's a little easy on the shoulders. Take about 10 deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Imagine the breath going to your third chakra, your center. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Side up. You can walk the hands back up towards the knees. Let's take our lovely toe stretch here. So just tuck the toes underneath you. Maybe you need to especially untuck the pinky toe. And you can stay here. You can have the hands a bit forward. Whatever feels good on your feet. You want the pain threshold to be at about 5 or 6. Because usually if we get past that, then we stop breathing. And that's never good. Nice. And option here to take a balance. I'm going to use this ledge here to help me get myself up. And I'm just sitting on my toes with my hands on my knees. Maybe you want to bring your hands to prayer. Or maybe you want to bring your arms up into a tree position. Try to find a point to gaze on. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down, catch yourself, and just sit off to one side. So we'll do a knee stack stretch here. Really good stretch for the hips. So I have my left leg underneath, and I'm just crossing my right leg over. Maybe your knees are touching here, maybe they're not. And another option also is to sit on some kind of block or cushion. So you do want your hips to be seated onto the floor. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you can just take a cross-legged position and just lean forward, or even a Baddha Konasana where the soles of the feet are touching. And if this is easy for you, maybe you can fold forward. For me, it feels best to just stay upright. Really nice to take a hip stretch after all of the fire work that we did. A little bit of second chakra work, which is the element of water. Again, because we want to keep our third chakra in balance. Too much fire can become out of control, and we want to keep it transformational and beautiful and inspiring, but not overtaking. One more breath. And we can very slowly just switch out the legs. So right leg is going to be on the bottom, and I'm just crossing my left leg over the top. The sides might be super different. So just be with wherever your body's at. And remember that the goal of yoga is not the pose. The goal is to become more connected with your own sensations. So as a teacher, I can never tell you how something should feel or exactly what something should look like, because that's going to be different for everybody. It's my job just to guide you to find your own edge, your own sensation. A couple more deep breaths into the hip area. Lovely. Carefully unwrap your legs and come to face the front of your mat with your legs extended forward. And tuck your butt so you get some nice space to rotate forward. And let's do an active forward fold. So all 10 toes are going directly up towards the sky. I'm seated as tall as I can be. My core is engaged. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Just walk the hands as far as you can go while maintaining a pretty straight spine, and try to drop the shoulders. Some nice space in there. And then if you want to take this into a more restorative version, you can just drop the head forward, relax the feet, curve the spine. When I'm in this forward fold, I actually like to roll really slowly from side to side. Gives me a super nice stretch all through my back. I don't know about y'all, but I hold a lot of tension over there in my neck and my shoulders. One more deep breath. Super slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll yourself up. Let's make our way to supine, however is most gentle and comfortable for you. So that just means that we're going to lay on our back. Let's bring the left leg into the chest. Right leg is extended. And just bring your left knee over to your right side. And I like to open my left arm up towards the diagonal. So it's getting a nice stretch in the armpit. So what I mean by that is that my fingertips are pointing towards the back left corner of my space. And just take 3 really deep breaths. Bring your awareness to the third chakra. And gently roll yourself back to center. Switch out the legs. So my right knee is in towards the chest. And bringing it over to the left side and opening my right arm up towards the back right corner of my room. Deep belly breaths. Inward focus towards Manipura, third chakra. I am capable of. And roll yourself right back to your center. If you want to take any final shapes before you come to Shavasana, you can do that. But if not, just flip your palms up towards the sky, legs extend out, feet are opening. We're in a narrow X shape. And let's stay here for a good minute. I'm going to leave you for a very quiet Shavasana without much direction. There have been a lot of concepts we've talked about today related to self-esteem and our inner fire, what we are capable of doing. So just allow whatever happened on your mat today to be and to absorb. Begin to bring yourself back, or if you want to stay here longer, you can also do that. If you're ready to join me in our final meditation, begin to roll yourself to one side and very mindfully make your way up to a seat. If they're not already, just close the eyes. And place your right hand on top of the belly and your left hand on top of the right. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling the hands raise and lower as you breathe. And I just want you to, underneath your hands, picture a glowing yellow light that expands every time you take a breath. See the light growing bigger within you, seeping into every part of the body until you are fully wrapped up in this golden light, filled up with the energy of the sun and fire. Bask in this for 2 more deep breaths and feel the power there. Good. You can bring your hands together, rub them to make them warm, and then just rub the warmth onto your arms and legs, just wherever feels good on the body. Ground back in. And you can bring your hands to your third eye and take a gentle bow forward. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaste. Thanks, sis. Thanks, Maddie. I love you. Thanks, Jess. Good to see you.